what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
I could live without you like a coffin, babe. Lost it in lots of ways. Nothing to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special end of summer episode of your favorite Olympic watching, back to school shopping, bar hopping, beach bopping, tennis hitting, rhyme spitting, no time for sitting, movie going, green grass mowing, vodka flowing, hot dog eating, Rob Gronkowski meeting, private jet seating, podcast in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are big fan.
Oh, wow. I got to tell you, Chad, I don't know what's more impressive was the intro or the surprise celebrityism in here, right? So I'm excited about Big Fan today. I'm really excited about a lot of things on that list right there. But, I'm sure we'll get to all of it.
Absolutely, Hank. And you hit the nail on the head. We have two very, very, very special guests with us today. Let me do introduction one. Then we'll do introduction two. We'll move right into Big Fan. We've been going for a month, Hank.
No fault of my own.
Yes.
It seems like hey, anybody. Can I first say something? When we have a delay in shows, usually we're a 2-week show. 99.9% of the time, the blame is on the other side of the table. I want our guests to know this. That it blames on the other side of the table. He's busy. He's a busy man.
Got a lot of stuff to do.
I understand.
Trendsetter, jet setter, you name it. Here
Printing,
we go.
Printing
fellow. So let's start with our first guest host. This gentleman not only wows his fans on the Lake Hickory Country Club tennis courts, but he also blows our minds with his in-depth commentary of everything Hollywood, from Jaws to Sharknado, from Sixth Sense to the 6th episode of the Star Wars universe. Making his Big Fan debut, please welcome Camden, the critic, Tucker. That's your right last name, right? Okay. I just had a blank in my mind.
And he's going to be sitting on the mic here in 30 minutes.
Absolutely, Camden. Good to have you here. Yeah. Next up, last but not least, making her third appearance in Big Fan, bringing us all the info regarding getting back into school mode, the intelligent, the beautiful, the one and only, my daughter, Olivia E.
Wow. Very good intro, Dad.
Yes,
very nice.
Thank you very much,
Nice.
Olivia. So glad to have you. Hank's very excited, too.
I am.
He's got a son going back to school, starting high school in a couple weeks.
Starting high school.
Crazy.
And Olivia, you're going to school in 1 week. 1 week's time.
Oh, man.
Sophomore.
Yeah. Right on.
Tell everybody where you're going, Olivia, and all that good stuff.
I go to the University of South Carolina. I study marine science, and I'm ready to go back.
Yeah.
But also kind of sad.
You know what's so funny about like your journey is when kids are like, you've always loved animals, always, and
Very true.
anybody just needs to see your Halloween costumes throughout the year.
Halloween costumes are so good.
They are very good. But what is the percentage of individuals or kids that when they're 7, 8, 9, love animals, I want to be a marine biologist or part of that kind of scene? A huge portion.
Yeah.
And how many are getting like to the point that you are?
Smidge.
Very little.
Smidge, I
Very
would say.
little. Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
chasing your dream.
But thank you so much.
So, Liv, we'll start with, it was a heck of a summer. We were just talking earlier today about you came home mid-May.
Yeah.
We thought it would last forever, and now the summer is over.
gone, man.
I mean, it has gone by in a blink of an eye.
Every year it gets faster.
Yeah, can you tell me some of the highlights of the summer? What did you enjoy the most? What kind of great adventures did you go on these last 3 months?
Well, seeing my family, obviously. Missed you guys a lot at school. We went to the beach. Most relaxing beach trip of my life, I think. We did nothing, which is perfect. That's what you're supposed to do at the beach.
Wonderful.
But I think my favorite part is eating food that hasn't sucked for a little while. The food at school was just truly terrible.
A lot of cafeteria stuff.
So much cafeteria.
Yeah.
Gosh, I couldn't do the spaghetti after week 15. But besides that, I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scooping ice cream.
Oh, yeah, scooping ice cream.
A lot of scooping ice cream.
Shout out Utterly.
Yeah.
Shout out.
out.
Sorry.
You might have just
Can we
got
do
us a
that?
new sponsorship
NIL
on here.
right there.
Get Sammy on the phone. Yeah.
We might just earn us a free banana split from Utterly, Hank. Yes.
Yeah.
Gave him that
Tell
free shout
Liv
out.
and I'll hook you up.
Absolutely. Well, Olivia, so we're going back. We're going back in a week. over the last few days, your Nana has come from High Point,
Yeah, she did.
bought you all kinds of supplies. Tutu came and got you some
Yeah.
new shoes today. And
Yeah.
Mommy we've got you sofas and lamps and desks. You know why? Because this girl's moving to her first apartment, Hank.
Oh,
moving into her
yes.
first apartment.
Give it up.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
How many people? Like, are
4 people.
4 people, okay,
Including me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hey, it's fun
It's
time.
nice.
You know what the thing is a major component of what we were just talking about is the move, right?
Yeah.
And you've had some very wonderful women in your life. You know, your grandmothers and your mother. I have a very strange. I don't think your sister probably. You know, is she a helper in the move? Is
I
she?
doubt it.
Doubt it. Okay.
No.
Probably not, but she's there in spirit.
Yeah, she's there
always
for
checking on Olivia.
support.
Okay.
Yes.
The thing that I probably have the most question about is how involved your father is on these moves. Like, how much moving
Well.
is your dad doing? I would say very little. I'd say very little.
No, Dad picks up a table or two, and then I carry the end. I mean, I think he's very present, you know.
Yeah, very present. So, typically, though,
Probably on campus, but not present as much in the apartment.
I mean, we move a rug into the basement.
when they need a heavy lifter.
Yes,
that's when
Dad
Daddy
is
comes.
You
there.
go look
Dad
for
is
somebody
there.
else to go do it.
Hey guys, come over here. We need some help.
Football team. Hey.
Grog.
Typically, that is a good point. The dorms are very small, so you can't have a lot of people in there. So what I typically do, I hang out outside of the dorm until they text and say,
Yeah.
we need your help. So last time I was outside of the dorm for about 2.5 hours. They were in there doing stuff. I was just
Bad.
chilling. So anyway.
He was keeping the car warm, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Cool.
Cool. It was
'cause
it's summer.
hot
It was
in
summer.
Columbia. It's hot in
So
Columbia.
hot.
See, my point was made. So thank you for your input on that one.
Of course.
This time, though, we're moving some heavy duty stuff.
Yeah.
So I will be definitely involved in this move.
You driving the truck?
Yeah, I'm driving a box
Yes.
truck down there.
A box truck.
Loaded
I'm a little
with
worried.
gear. Yeah, so
You can do it that, though.
I've got it covered. But anyway, the exciting thing. Moving to your own apartment. That means you get to decorate your apartment.
yeah.
So what is the theme? What are we going with? Are we going with Pokemon? Are we going with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Are we
10
going
years
with
too late.
we going with the Office theme?
Oh, The Office is good.
Yes.
I didn't think about that.
Star Wars. What are we doing?
Oh, I'm not a Star Wars
I
head.
know you're not a Star Wars head. Tell me what we're doing.
We're a little mismatched everywhere, but we do have 2 items that are very similar. We have 2 paintings of monkeys that was gifted to me by my aunt. They're very beautiful paintings.
Okay.
I think they're
Okay,
great.
I was going to ask, is your aunt an artist? Or
No,
is this-
she's like an interior designer.
She sells art.
Yes.
to
Okay.
rich
Yes.
people. She's a
Okay.
designer.
They're very
Yes.
expensive monkeys. And we also have a life-size baby giraffe statue, which we're going to put in the corner. So we're doing jungle in the living
Jungle
room.
theme.
Yeah.
Jungle theme.
So jungle will
Okay.
be good.
Okay.
I don't think we have like any more theme than that. We have a little mismatched items and
Yeah.
such.
And tell me about the technology in a sophomore at Columbia's apartment. Do we have Xbox and Switch and 65 inches of viewing pleasure?
Gosh,
and
if I'm
what do
right.
we got in this? What are we
I
going?
can tell you, we were looking at stuff on a wristwatch. When I was going to school. It was
Black and white
it was-
TV.
It was 6.5 inches of TV. It wasn't 65.
Well, we don't have enough 65. That's a little crazy. I'm the only person who like plays games and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll probably just have TV, streaming services, and then like
Yes.
in my room I'll have my Switch. But y'all keep the Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are we? Okay.
I think so.
Well, we don't
See,
need it.
gotta
If you
get
need
the
to take
Hulu.
it.
Surprise, Chad.
Yeah,
good.
you get to keep the thing you buy.
And is there a designated chef? Like, is there a chef cook that someone who
Chef.
likes to prepare foods for you guys?
All
or-
of us are really picky, I would say. I'm not a very good chef. I burn mac and cheese. I'm just not there in the kitchen. But I guess Nat would be. Shout out Nat.
Shout out
my
Nat.
roommate. But she is super picky too, but she likes frozen pizza and
Okay.
spaghetti.
All the college stuff.
Sounds
You know,
just like
yeah,
it.
you know.
Sounds like we were
Everybody
there.
knows about
Yeah.
that stuff.
So
yeah.
she'll be chefing it up. She's really good at making desserts though.
Oh, really?
She makes a mean souffle.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not have a roommate that made a mean souffle. I can tell you that.
You need to try hers.
I know.
Guaranteed.
So good.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're so excited for you. One week,
you.
Olivia back in South Carolina, starting a brand new school year. What are you looking forward to the most of getting back down to Columbia?
I think decorating will be really fun. I have this really crazy book that I bought 2 years ago in preparation for this. The biggest book in Barnes & Noble, the Rihanna book. I don't know if y'all have seen the Rihanna book. I doubt it. It's very rare.
I have not seen
Well,
this.
it comes in a suitcase.
It's unbelievable.
It's the craziest thing. It's 40 pounds. It's genuinely
Yes.
yes, it's huge. It's
Coffee table.
a coffee table book.
Is this like for reading, or is it a picture kind of
It's
like
mostly pictures.
like her tour, or
It's like high def pictures though. Like you can look through that thing for hours. It's like 80 pages, 800 pages.
Yeah,
I was
she and
getting 80
Natalie-
pages?
No, more than 80. Sorry.
She and Natalie saved up their money from scooping to get this book last year just to place it on the coffee table
Yeah,
in
man.
the apartment.
That's long-term dedication.
Unbelievable.
As a plan, you had a plan.
We had a plan, and it was half off because if you didn't know, December 26th, half off Barnes and Noble. Shout out Barnes and Noble. Sorry, I'm doing lots of shout outs.
There, hey, just plan.
no.
The more people that are going to follow us, the better.
Exactly. But I had gift cards, and we had the right amount to the cent of the book on the gift card. So it was
it's
literally
meant
faked.
to be.
It was faked.
It was-
Yes.
Do we take this out of the carrying case, or is it
Very
gonna live-
rarely. We've been waiting for this moment.
But I mean, is it going to live in the carrying case on the
well,
table?
okay, this is what our plan is. We're going to put it on the table, and we're going to have gloves you have to put on so that you can turn the page.
Hey, God forbid somebody comes in there and puts a drink down on that.
No,
thing.
they're going to
No
have to pay.
way.
They're going to have to pay. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
You're in college. People will put a drink down on whatever. You
We
have
have
to be
many
very careful.
coasters. We have so many coasters.
Oh.
It don't matter.
Hey, listen, if you have people coming over,
Dang it.
I'm moving that
Yes,
thing
put it in
into
yeah,
a room.
maybe we need to move
Safe,
it.
secure place.
Yeah, safe,
Right.
secure place. I mean,
Right.
by all means, save the Rihanna book.
Okay, yeah, that must be
course.
saved.
Of
It
course.
must be saved.
That's why I take out There's a Fire. Rihanna book.
That's what you're going to go with?
Yeah.
Not the life-size giraffe?
No, that is sorry,
It
giraffe.
might be hard to get out of the,
Yeah,
the
the
building.
stuck in the door frame.
Stuck in the door?
Yeah,
Next too long.
exactly. So Rihanna book has to survive
okay.
everything.
Yeah, well,
Well, we're so excited for you. It's going to be a great, great year.
Thanks, guys.
Olivia's sophomore year. Hank, before Olivia leaves, you got your son that's starting Hickory High School next year.
He is.
That's a big step in life.
it is.
So Harris normally would come in here. He's been in here before with Olivia and shared his fashion tips for back to school shopping.
Yeah.
He's a shoe connoisseur.
He's a shoe guy.
So what are we bringing to the table here? First day of school, looking sharp. What are we dressed in?
Well, the vintage T-shirt is still kind of the deal. Like, I mean, like anytime you can like have a shirt that's kind of, and I'm guessing Harris isn't telling me what this wardrobe's going to look like, right?
Yes.
So, the vintage T-shirt's probably it. He's definitely a running shoe kind of guy.
Okay.
And the funny thing is like as we're like, I was telling him the other day, I was like, hey, if you need some shoes for school, which he does, because the ones he has now look like he punts cinder blocks with them. I mean, they're in terrible shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you better buy these things now. Like, we've got to like buy them now because they're going to look like crispy white on day one. And he was like, oh, I can't have that.
Can't have Crispies?
Can't have
Okay,
that.
okay.
And so I reminded him last night, I was like, bruh, we are not too far from this. We better make this happen. And he was like, oh, yeah, we got to do it. And he's going to show up with the crispy whites, watch, because he's going to drag his feet. So, I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe the Ultra Boost. He likes Ultra Boost. I don't know. But he's kind of, not that he's grown out of his shoe thing, but like he'll go on the apps that he looks at all the time and he was like, garbage. I mean, like he's being very sensitive
Picky,
about
wow.
what he likes now.
Understood.
Yeah.
And one more thing before we get off the back to school. We talked about this many moons ago about what tradition, 9th grade, freshman, wedgies.
Yeah.
Stuffed in lockers, whatever it is. Still a tradition at Hickory High, or have
I don't think so.
they've done away with
I don't think
those
that
types
there's
of
anything
hazing?
like that, but I mean, I don't know. I wish that there was.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly went through it.
Yes.
From your crowd.
Absolutely. And I went through it from the other crowd.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that as long as it's in good fun, like, there's a fine line between like fun with guys. And I knew that you guys were my guys.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
we were friends, but as long as it's good, done in good fun. But, I mean, I think walking into school as a 9th grader and not, he went to Grandview, so he doesn't know Northview's half, real well. And then, seeing seniors and juniors. And, the funny thing is he's kind of put himself in a position where he's going to take Math 3 as a freshman, which will be a lot of juniors in there.
Did you do that one?
Sophomores.
I did Math 3.
Yeah, Math 3 your freshman year. Mm-hmm. So, he's going to put himself in a position where there's going to be a lot of older people in his class, which is awkward.
Yeah,
like you're the young kid in there. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to like figuring out, I was asking him the other day, who's going to take you to school, bud? Is it going to be me? He's like, nah, I don't think it's going to be you. Well, if it's not going to be me, is it going to be, some of the kids in our neighborhood?
Yeah.
You better get to asking because I'm not putting that together. So
Sure.
It's all going to come crumbling apart about 7:05 on the 26th.
Dad. Get me to school.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a wonderful couple weeks it's going to be, Olivia. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Dad.
In Columbia, Hank. Good luck to Harris, starting 9th grade at Hickory High. Lots of adventures in front of you.
This is true.
Yes, all right.
This is true.
Olivia, thanks for the visit.
Thanks, Dad.
It's good seeing you, kid.
Good seeing you,
See you
too.
back at the
See
house.
you
We're
at
going to
home.
go see a movie tonight.
Are we?
Yes.
What are we seeing?
Trap.
M. Night
Ooh,
Shyamalan.
Oh, yeah.
Which our perfect segment leads us to our next guest, Mr. Camden. Please step up to the mic here, my friend. Olivia, much love.
Love, love. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Camden comes here, sits in the big chair. Bye, baby. So, Camden, so glad to have you here. So we're talking about, we'll just get this one out in the open because we're going to see it tonight. Trap, M. Night Shyamalan. You and I were talking earlier. Sixth Sense, an absolute legendary movie, right? You know, to me, potentially top 10 of all time. Potentially. So, you've seen Trap. What are we looking forward to with the movie Trap tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you two for having me today. Of
course.
And yes, I have seen Trap, and I would say it's classic M. Night style. And if you've seen the trailer, there are some surprises as always with him.
Yeah.
But he tries to this time break away from his classic formula, and we'll see if his audience will take to it or not. Me personally, I liked it because the concept is easy. It's at a concert. It's been a setup to catch a serial killer, and you have to see, is he going to make it or not?
Yeah. So
Oh, that's right. I saw the commercial on this.
Yes.
It's a dad and his daughter
Exactly.
go to a
Correct.
concert. Right. I saw the commercial.
So M. Night's had a couple flops recently, buddy. You know, I mean, he hasn't been living up to the hype. So would you consider this kind of his comeback story here? I mean, this is good enough to be in the likes of Sixth Sense and Signs and a Split. Are we in that level, or are we down below like that last one that came out? What was it called?
Knock at the Cabin, and
Yeah.
yes, me and you, Chad, talked about it.
Yes.
I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call it a comeback to form. I would put it in the middle of his pack because I don't know if long term it will hold up like The Sixth Sense and some of his other ones, like The Village and Signs and
Right.
those that are just at the time because he was new and fresh and he just resonated with just such a large audience very quickly. So anytime he puts anything out, he is constantly has a high bar to set, and it's just tough for filmmakers to completely either to match it or even surpass when they've already painted potentially their own Mona Lisa.
Well, very nice. So
Look at that. That was great.
hey, we're sitting with a pro here, buddy.
Oh, Mona Lisa.
How did you get into this movie, love? I mean, ever since I've known you, you know, that's how we first kind of started talking at the tennis courts is about movies. Because I told you, and Hank knows this, I used to go to the movies on Tuesday and get my work done. I think you could go.
Work done. That movie was at 2:00.
And I'd sit in there by myself, and I think you could get a ticket for like $5 or something.
No
you know?
longer.
You can't do that anymore. And a little popcorn and drink, and I'd be in there by myself, and I would love it every Tuesday. So I love being in the theater. It's a different feeling. I get lost in another world. How did you find your love for movies?
I found my love in a similar way as you describe as far as the theater experience. When you're in there, it's even if the movie's bad, it's forcing you to pay attention to it because you're in a dark room, you're with the crowd, and you can sometimes sense how the crowd is feeling, good or bad. And my parents, namely my dad, was a big movie lover in his younger days, so he went a lot. And he took me when I was young, and I fell in love with it, and I never fell out of love of going to the movies. It's the best way to watch something, and especially as you grow up through the years, particularly for big blockbusters, you have that camaraderie with your audience to potential unforgettable experiences, and you never know when a theater experience will be a highlight, depending on the type of movie it is and the audience that is there watching it with you.
On the spot, favorite movie ever? Hank, go.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, Camden.
The first Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Chad, Godfather. No. Goodfellas. Goodfellas. Yes, Goodfellas. Okay.
I was waiting. I thought you would have said Spaceballs or
Almost.
something.
It was maybe second. All right, Camden. So Hank and I, we've been doing this podcast for about, I don't know,
Long time.
6-7 years now, maybe even longer. And we always have one episode where we talk about summer blockbusters because Hank and I used to make plans to go to the movies.
He never goes. Kim, have you ever? Okay, you're not haven't had history with this podcast because when he started saying that he was going to go. I know our producer is going to put down Godzilla, and I knew. Listen, you know, I was getting ready to say this. He has asked me on a movie date like 9 times, and then we'll get back in the studio, and I'm like, "Hey, what are we going to do? When are we going to go see Godzilla?" And he'll be like, "I saw it on Tuesday," and so he always ruins it because I'm not I like movies, but I'm not definitely not like y'all. Like I'm not just drawn to the movies. And so when I see something on like a trailer come on, I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good. And then 8 months later, I'm like, oh, it's out on DVD or you can stream it now or whatever. Yeah. And so, but this is the type of man that Chad is. So don't let him woo you with, hey, we ought to see this movie because you'll never get to see it. He'll go see he'll ask you to see some terrible thing like Mothra or something.
Whatever, Hank. Okay, so anyway, we do this blockbuster summer movie spectacular, and it we talked about a little bit about some of the movies that were coming earlier.
Yeah, but we didn't know a bunch of movies.
Yeah, exactly. We did. We went through a list of what they said would be blockbusters. We only knew 3 or 4 of them because we don't see trailers hardly anymore. Yeah. Right. So anyway, Camden, I bet you've seen them all. So can we start with we'll be concise. Give us 5 must-sees, and then we'll go to your favorite. And then we'll go to some duds.
Can I ask you a question real quick? How many movies do we see in a week?
On average, at least one. I went to the movies 55 times last year in 2023, so I'm hitting average minimally one a week.
One a week, okay. All right.
Did you set a goal for this year?
I set a goal for last year was to hit 50 total times, including if I saw one movie and I saw it more than once, the goal was just 50 times collectively.
Sure.
And this year I didn't set a goal, but if I hit 50 again, it'll be good.
Okay. All right.
I've been 19 times this summer so far.
19 times this summer.
This summer?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. We're not bringing in January to May on this stuff, right? We're talking about May, June, July?
Yeah, since May.
Whoa,
well,
19 times.
Getting
All right.
done, Camden.
Okay.
And before we talk about the top 5 and the duds, would you say you like it better at the AMC, like Big D? Do you like it in the normal theater? Does it depend on the movie? Do you go watch it at the Carolina? Give us kind of your feeling about this.
It depends on the movie. I'll give you an example. I think certain movies are designed to see in the Big D or IMAX. As an example, in the last couple of years, Avatar: The Way of Water. The immersion and the technology it takes, it's to be seen on a big screen in the best premium formats. Similarly, last year, Oppenheimer, I took my dad to see it at an AMC in Charlotte. So we could get the IMAX experience. But I'm comfortable seeing any movie in any format. Yes, as long as I'm in there and I'm there right on showtime because I can't stand. I'm very punctual. I like to be on time, ready to go.
Like Hank likes to watch movies on his phone. Would you probably get away from watching movies on your phone?
Who likes watching movies? He's lying. I don't watch movies on my phone. This guy.
Check this out, guys. We'll get into this course. Look at this new movie. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, this is ridiculous. But I will say, when you're talking about at theaters, I don't go enough, but Twister is playing at AMC, but it's also playing at the Carolina for $5, right? So why would you go out there and drop a mortgage payment when you can go here and watch it for $5? Is it that much more of an experience?
Yes. It depends on the moviegoer rather than it demands. Some people can still watch Twisters at the Carolina and get the same experience as you would at the AMC, even in a regular format. But
you're not doing it.
No, definitely not. And I'm definitely never watching a movie on my phone. Absolutely not.
That's his middle name.
Hank Phoneheimer.
Phoneheimer, yes. Movie watching Phoneheimer. Okay.
I do not.
Well, I saw Twister at the Carolina, and then I told another one of our friends who is a movie guy, and he was like, what? You have to see that movie in the Big D. So I was taking my kids, my wife, and some friends, and I was paying the bill. So the Big D, it's like $16 a clip, right? Carolina was $5. So that's how I settled on the Carolina. Smart.
This guy is. Let me tell you. This guy asked his father to take his care of his wife's birthday bill because he sold his house. He's a man of opportunity, but it's ridiculous. Go ahead.
Well, think about it. And also, Carolina, the concessions are a little bit cheaper than the Big D. So if you take a group of 6, Big D, popcorn and drink for 6, I'm looking about 150.
Twister would be good too.
About $150 though.
Twister would be good at the Carolina. It's kind of drafty,
Yes,
old,
absolutely.
So let's get back to the question. You have derailed
Sorry,
this.
I've derailed. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I totally agree with you. And a lot of people do. If you're taking 4, 5, 6 people to go to the Carolina, and plus it's designed for a family, they put movies there for the family demographic anyway. But it's all up to the moviegoer itself. Some people, as you said, your friend, prefers to see Twisters in the Big D. When I saw it, I did see it in the Dolby Big D, but I wouldn't have to see Twisters just because of for personal taste.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I see no problem in going to the Carolina. It's a good little business model. There was a place in my hometown that was similar to this years and years ago, but it closed, unfortunately. But it all depends on the moviegoer, and as long as you're seeing movies, that's the most important thing, I'd say.
Completely agree. How many tornadoes you give Twister out of 4? How many tornadoes you give it?
I personally give it a 1.
One tornado? Wow.
Only
Flop.
because I've seen the original Twister with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, and they're great. But Twister's disaster movies like this do not appeal to me. But they are both crowd pleasers, so most of the audiences will enjoy them.
Hey, can I act like you didn't see it? How many tornadoes are you going to give it? 3?
I gave it 2.
Okay.
So Jennifer gave it 3.5. Olivia gave it 2.5, and Lucy Rose gave it 3. I just thought it was average, average movie.
But he's not a disaster guy. So
Yes.
he said he's not a disaster
But
guy.
I'm a
So
disaster.
that might knock off a tornado or two.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
While we're talking about
You got to know your tornado legend.
the key.
The legend on the key.
So let's talk about what did appeal to you. Give me the top 5 for the summer of 2024 blockbuster movies.
So my top 5 in no particular order, I would go Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I thought it was a good start to a new series after the previous trilogy. Very light in tone, very easy to follow, and also very exciting things ahead, I think, for the series. The next one I would say is Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road.
Did you see that one, Hank? The one prior.
Is that the one with who's the actress that
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron? Yeah. I've seen that with the guy with the weird.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
This one better, or
And this is the prequel to that one.
Yes,
Okay.
it's about Furiosa, how she got to where she is in Fury Road.
Okay.
It's very different. They're both, of course, very heavily on the action, but this one is more character-driven for her, so there's a lot more stop and start in between action scenes as opposed to Fury Road, where it's just about 100 minutes of straight adrenaline, right, until the credits hit, and then you can finally breathe. This one has a lot more breathable moments. I wouldn't say it's better, but if you're more in following the characters and the small emotional moments, this will appeal to you as opposed to Fury Road, if you're an adrenaline junkie who likes that in your movies.
the actress in this one said that it changed her life. She almost didn't make it through. What was that all about? You know what I'm talking about?
I assume the lead, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Bingo.
Yes, George Miller, the director, likes to film in desert and use practical as much as possible, similarly to Fury Road, because Charlize Theron at that time hated it, also with issues with Tom Hardy, her co-star, but also because it's very grueling when you're in just the boiling heat trying to do your job and all this machinery, guns. So to be in a cool environment is you're just sweating even if you're not filming in the moment. So it sounds like 3 to 4 or 5 months of misery, but I mean the finished product, they can be proud of it, but in the moment it just sounds like so grueling, so you don't realize the reward until after everything's put together potentially.
Right. And the crazy thing is within the last, I guess, 10 years, it really, with Star Wars, I know it probably didn't start with that, but they're like moving around like to like the prequels and taking characters like Darth Vader and starting back when he was young, and then taking the plans for the Death Star, and kind of going down these like lines off of these main characters, which is kind of cool. And it sounds like that's kind of what that is doing. But it gives those directors just infinite possibilities, like Marvel, and they can go off single characters that jump in for 10 minutes and then do another complete story off it, which is kind of cool. Because I will tell you, the Avengers, I'm a huge fan of the Avengers movie. I will watch an Avenger movie if it is on TV. Like if I go through it, I will watch it just because I like that movie genre. Sorry.
Some of those superhero movies, though, some of the characters should have got left in the box. They should make movies for some of these.
Agreed.
Correct? Do you agree with this?
100%.
But a lot of
agreed.
it's DC. I think it's like DC comic. Like
both of them, right?
Like
It's definitely a lot of Marvel too,
yeah.
because they've been just more cohesively successful in the past 10 to 15 years as opposed to DC and what they did. But I'm 100% with Chad. Some of these characters should have never been on screen and should never be pursued, only because the amount of money poured into them, it's a big waste, in my opinion.
Yeah, very good. All right, continue on your list, Cam.
Yep.
Good job
What's
so
the next
far.
one?
The next one was Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Loved it.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Correct.
Back again.
This one was my favorite of the four so far, only because the funness in this one from start to finish is just where they're firing on all cylinders. And I love the story. They involve previous small characters in the series, so it rewards fans who have been fans since the beginning. And I loved it a lot. As I said, my favorite of the four. So
This is
definitely
one
top 5.
that you and I should see together, Hank. It's
I
not at the theater anymore.
to take
but
this.
let's stream it together, sitting on my couch or your couch. I'll
Okay.
make the popcorn, you make the popcorn, whatever we need to do.
Okay.
But let's watch this one together.
Okay, I because I think their chemistry is really
Get ready to say the same thing. Chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence seems to be
is
out of this world.
amazing. And you could probably say if they were in the dressing room, they're getting ready for a scene, it's probably as funny and as quick-witted and everything else. But right when you said that, I kind of thought, with them filming this, it probably was right in the middle of when Will Smith was going through a bunch of stuff with Jada Pinkett and everything else. And so thinking about the time that probably was surrounding him personally, and then doing a good movie, it just kind of goes to the professionalism of the actor.
Was that his first movie kind of back after the controversy at the Oscars?
Yes.
It was. Okay. Does he have other ones on the next up to bat here?
I know he does. I do know they want to pursue another I Am Legend movie with the
okay.
alternate ending than the theatrical, because in the theatrical he dies at the end
That's
with
right.
the grenade at the end. So I do know that, and a lot of his future projects hindered on this movie's success, and it was a big success. So Will Smith is... I think the biggest thing is the general public, while it was a big thing, ultimately it doesn't deter them from seeing IPs or movies they are interested in seeing. And if you look at the Bad Boys numbers, audiences care for this franchise, and still Will Smith to this day.
Cool. Very good. And what's the last one you have on your list, sir?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, and that's just recently out, right?
Yes.
So tell me.
I give it the best of the three movies, Deadpool movies, only because they do everything that they need to do to make this team up with Wolverine. Hugh Jackman is back. Everything's working, clicking from start to finish, and their chemistry is as good as you'd expect. The jokes hit, but also the biggest strong point, and actually two biggest strong points, is Hugh Jackman's performance as Wolverine is as good as it's ever been. And the movie, considering the type of movie it is, has a very strong emotional core that will pull at audiences who have followed his character for 20 plus years, and it will resonate with fans of this. I absolutely loved it.
I thought it was a weird combo. Like when I first saw that they were doing Wolverine, like two amazing actors, and I knew that they were going to pull it off. But the sarcasm and the humor of Deadpool with kind of the serious nature of Wolverine, I was like, this is going to be weird. But
Maybe that's why it worked.
Yes, that's why it works, is because the two characters, the way they are, loudmouth versus serious, ruthlessness.
Yeah.
That's why it works.
How many Wolverine blades would you give it out of 4?
4 out of 4.
4 out of 4 Wolverine blades. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. It's a must-see on Camden's list. Wonderful. So you've seen probably nothing this summer, Hank.
Nothing.
Not one trip to the
I've
theater.
not been to the theater in probably a year.
Holy cow.
Look, Camden started sweating. He was like, "That is sounds."
He reached
so
for a
foreign."
whiskey. He was like, "Give me a whiskey.
He's
I
like,
can't
"That is
handle
so
this."
foreign right there. But no, I've not been in a year. I can't even tell you the last movie I saw. We had to have talked. Little Women?
Little Women,
Is that what
maybe?
you said? No, I can't even. I mean, it was something we obviously would have talked about because it would have been something big. But I
can't recall.
I can't even. It would have had to have been some sort of Marvel or Star Wars or something like that, and I cannot even remember. So, but you know what I have been watching a lot of?
What?
I'm getting ready to transition the crap out of this. The Olympics.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know if we were done with that segment.
Yes,
yet.
well, he's got to give his duds, too. But let's talk a little bit about the Olympics, and we'll come right back to you, Camden. So, must-see TV, to me, right? The Olympics,
Oh, without a
must-see
doubt.
TV.
Without a doubt.
So, let's go. What is the event, the athlete that stands out the most so far for you, Hank? And Camden, are you watching the Olympics too, any?
Somewhat.
Yeah. Give me athlete, sport, event, something.
Okay, so I like track and field. I like to see the people fly. Like I like to see like pure athletes. Like I'm not into skateboard. Like skateboarding, it's a sport that is amazing, and I think, but it's not an Olympic sport to me, right? It's running, throwing, stuff like that. And probably the athlete. And it was just a few nights ago. Did you see the? I think she runs a 200. Gabby Thomas, Harvard grad, wildly beautiful,
Gorgeous.
Like when you see her, you're like listing off like what kind of accomplishments she had.
Right.
You're like this could be a president. Like
Exactly.
this may be a president
Not
moving
a
forward.
single flaw.
No.
Flawless.
No.
Yes.
So I mean, that's the kind of athlete that you're like, kind of crazy about. Noah Lyles.
Unbelievable.
The amount of self just motivation
Belief, yes.
and belief for this guy to go out and win by 0.01. Do you remember what he said when I think it was Golden State said that they were world champions? Do you remember what he said? I think it was Golden State. He said they were talking in a press conference and he'd won something like the world champions or something. And they were like, hey, just like Golden State, they're world champions. And he was like, they're U.S. champions. They're not world champions.
Oh.
And so Golden State, actually, before the 100 that he went and ran, they were like, if he doesn't win this, we're going to be all over him.
gosh.
And so, he won by like just the slightest margin. And he immediately pulled it off and was like, hey, I'm a world champion. Yeah. And so, I mean, it is those guys are so like self-motivated. It's kind of impressive to watch in a stadium that 70,000 people, and they know millions are still watching. Like, I mean, there's athletes out there that are like, okay, I can perform in front of 10,000 people or 30,000 people. The whole world is watching.
And the other thought is they worked their entire lives for this. And that event might last
9 seconds.
9 seconds.
4 years for 9 seconds.
And it's not 4 years. It's all those years prior
Right.
when they were a little kid.
Yeah.
So mind-blowing. The other thing I noticed, aren't most of the gymnasts and the majority of the track and field, women and men's athletes, they're freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, they are good-looking
They are
people.
just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they're good-looking
It's
people.
unbelievable.
You know what they ought to do?
unreal.
I was thinking about this the other day. They should, at every Olympic event, put the average man in a lane. Just have like, okay. And they're
CJ,
like-
go in the middle lane, lane 4.
They're like, okay, we have this incredible athlete from Nigeria, this incredible one from Great Britain, this one, and now we have Chuck Smith from Detroit. He's, he was a good high school athlete, but he's an electrician now, and we've brought him out here. He's going to run the 100. Let's see how it goes.
Great idea.
I would think that you would have more viewership if you would do it.
Brilliant.
I'd love to see you throw the discus.
Oh, yes. Or the
I agree
javelin.
with you.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well,
Get
thank
it-
you for that quick segment about the Olympics. We're coming back to that, but let's let Camden finish the 2024 Summer Spectacular movies. We're now on duds, Camden. We're on duds. What would you tell the big fan audience? Don't waste your money on this.
One I would say, and this is for a small niche for the horror-esque community, is Long Legs. It's been getting a lot of internet hype and positive
Have you heard of it? I hadn't either until my daughters mentioned it to me. So Tell us, or maybe don't tell us. I mean, it's that bad?
For me, it just didn't resonate because what I expected through their marketing, which I applaud them, their marketing was phenomenal because friends of mine who love horror movies were talking to me about it, and I wasn't even going to go see it until I got convinced by one of my good friends by it. But when I watched it, it didn't resonate. It's for fans of Silence of the Lambs and Zodiac with Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. It's that type of movie, and it's not scary at all, but it's just, I absolutely hated it. It was a chore to sit through. I was ready for the end credits, and that's almost never happens when I'm in the theater.
Not about a granddaddy long leg.
Absolutely not.
Not about that. Okay.
No spiders, because my mom even said, "Does there spiders in it?" I said, "No."
Staying on this, have you ever? So you've walked out of a movie before?
Have not.
Oh, you have not. Okay, this is the closest you've ever been to walking out of one.
No, only because even though I'm subscribed to AMC A-List, I would never walk out of a movie just because once you're locked in, you locked in to the end.
It's locked in.
True movie aficionado.
I'm walking out in 5 seconds if I don't like it. I'm out. I'm out.
Yes. All right, continue on that dud list.
Well, as I said, Twisters, I wasn't a fan, but I wouldn't tell people not to see it just
Yeah.
because it is a crowd pleaser.
Sure.
I will say I didn't have really any duds. I mean, there are movies I don't like this summer, but there's one thing I will say about as we are now getting big back in theatrical now is that there's a lot of movies out there for a lot of audiences, and it's all about seeking out what may appeal to you. So being good or bad is subjective. What I think is bad, don't waste your money, but someone listening could be all in for it.
True.
I will say this, like Inside Out, mega biggest hit of the year, most likely domestic and worldwide, but I liked it a lot. But is it something I will rewatch a lot of times? No. But just because of that, I would still recommend a lot of people to see it because it's very, very good.
That one coming out, the making the money that it made, was that a surprise? Did you think it would come out like that? It's the biggest hit of the summer, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It didn't. The only thing that surprised me was the actual amount. The first Inside Out, people forget only because it was overshadowed by an Avengers movie and the return of the Jurassic Park series and Jurassic World. But it outgrossed a lot of other big franchises, like it outgrossed the Minions movie that summer,
Right.
Domestically. So it was already a gargantuan blockbuster in round one. People underestimated, and they shouldn't have, Pixar's sequels when there's been a long wait between the first and second, because we saw it with Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, big numbers, Incredibles 2. Right. So maybe just the sheer amount of how big it was, but I knew, because I follow box office and read a lot of that stuff, I knew it was going to be bigger than a lot of the trades said it was going to be. So no, I'm not surprised. And also one thing I think that helped it with the strikes last year, that the market was just starved for a 4-quadrant blockbuster movie that appeals to anyone, any age, and that was the first one.
Very good, very good. Camden, one more thing we'll talk about here at Movie World. A couple movies coming out late summer, early fall. Really, they're trying to cap off the end of the summer session with a couple more big hits. Tell me about those, and what are you excited to see?
For the females out there who love to read, It Ends With Us opens this weekend with Blake Lively. Mm-hmm. It's not something particularly for me, but I do know for fans of that, it will be a big hit, and the trades are definitely underestimating because a lot of the times the female market is underserved. So I think that one's going to be a surprise. The week after, Alien Romulus, it looks like a return to form for the Alien series.
It's got to be better than that last one.
100% with you, Chad.
That one sucked.
The director of this did 2 movies called Don't Breathe and Evil Dead, and based on the trailers and marketing, and what he has said, trying to make a blend of the original Alien and Aliens, that I think we have a big winner on our hands, and I hope I am correct.
Yes.
Another big one this fall in October is Joker 2, and this time with Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
Is this a musical? Someone told me it was going to be a musical.
So based on the trailer, yes, it appears to be, but I don't know if it's going to be your standard musical type like a Grease, or if the music that in the performances are backdrops for the overall plot of what it could be. Based on the 2 trailers that they have put out, it gives you a sense of what's going on, but they're actually leaving a lot out about as far as the story. So if it is, we'll see how the mainstream audience takes it who liked Joker 1 when it wasn't a musical. So we'll see. I think it's going to be good, and Joaquin Phoenix was phenomenal in round 1. She was phenomenal in A Star Is Born.
Loved her.
Yes, so I expect that to be good, and if it is a musical, I won't. I'll say this: I applaud them for swinging with the fences and not copying the formula of the first one. If it is,
The Greatest Showman. You seen that one?
100% Hugh Jackman, legend.
And would you call that a musical?
Yes,
I loved it. So maybe if it's in that vein of kind of, there's acting in it and there's dialogue. It's just not all singing, but The Greatest Showman was kind of like that. Lots of music, singing, but still acting, the typical movie.
100%.
If this is like that, man, that would be
we're in for a treat
we're
if
in
it
for a
reaches
treat.
if it reaches that level.
We'd give it 4 gagas.
100%.
Right? 100% 4 gagas,
What
yes.
didn't what's the girl that played it in Suicide Squad?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. That's where I'm going to. I think Lady Gaga's a phenomenal actor. I think she's a phenomenal singer.
Yes.
Margot Robbie, it's Harley Quinn as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
Wait till you see Lady Gaga in the same role. You might change your tune. What do you think, Camden?
100%. And one thing I will say is it depends on what kind of Harley Quinn they're going for. Because as we've seen throughout series, when we have multiple James Bond, multiple Batmans, it depends on what the director envisioned for that particular Batman and story is.
right. And I could see when you were talking about like the Lady Gaga. I envision Harley Quinn as the kind of person that sings as she's walking away from an exploding building. I mean, like that would be like some of the things that I would envision her doing. And, Lady Gaga is going to do a phenomenal job, obviously.
So talented.
Yeah.
So talented. All right, Camden, stick around. Our next segment is called Hank's Hierarchy.
It's a crowd favorite.
Olympic theme, okay? So, Andrew, you will input the Olympic theme here. Dun, 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 dun. These are the
Please don't tell me how to do my job. Thank you very much.
Tell him how to do his job. Shame on you.
Okay, so here we go. Hank's Hierarchy, Olympic themed. So this is what I do. I ask you a quick question. You have to go from bronze, silver, gold being your favorite, bronze being your third place, okay?
Camden, and just like I want to tell the audience, he has this whole thing written out. I've never seen this. I do not know what I'm looking at here, and it is all kind of, he gets upset if I don't go fast. Go fast.
So, same to you. You don't know what I'm getting ready to ask either, okay? So, we'll let Hank go first, and then you'll follow with yours. All right.
Okay.
For the first Hank's Hierarchy, we'll stay with the movie theme. Best soft drink at a soda fountain at the theater. Hank.
Coca-Cola. Come
3.
on.
You got bronze, silver, gold.
Okay. So 3.
Bronze.
Do we do doo-doo? Like the bronze is like
It's whatever. That's
root
fine.
beer. All right. If you're getting root beer at the
okay,
theater,
fair.
you are a psychopath. I don't want to sit near you because you probably have a weapon with you. Okay. Okay.
enough.
Number 2,
Silver.
Sprite. I think that's the guy that's bland. He's sitting alone. He's in a corner.
Sure.
I don't know. Coke. I think they over carbonate the Coke at the movie theater, which makes it even better.
Even better?
And it's so good.
McDonald's Coke, maybe the best movie theater Coke. Close second.
They're right there.
Fair.
They're
Fair,
right
fair.
there. Oh, I don't know. Just getting beat out.
Yes.
For root beer would be coffee. Like, does anybody get a cup of coffee? Like a hot cup of coffee? God.
Oh, God. Coffee at the theater.
Camden.
Awful.
Bronze.
Bronze at the theater would be Meliella, because anytime I've ever tried a theater, it's been trash.
Yes.
Silver, I'm going with Minute Maid Lemonade.
Okay.
I think it's a good change up when you go to the theater. Enjoy with the popcorn
Good
combo.
call. Yes.
And then easily in gold is Vanilla Coke at the theater.
It's a big hit at the theater, I've noticed. A lot of people would do the vanilla Coke. Yes. Well done. So, just off the wall here. So now at the movie theater, AMC specifically, there are all kinds of food items you can buy. Shit, you can drink beer in there. Did you know that?
I don't go to movies, Chad.
So would you ever, they're selling sushi in there now, okay?
Absolutely
Would
not.
you ever
Absolutely
buy sushi
not.
at the theater?
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
fair enough. Beautiful. All right, moving on to the category. Staying in the movie category, Hank's Hierarchy number 2. Best candy at the movie theater, Camden. We'll start with you. You know, there's specific candies you get at the theater.
And we're going.
You know,
We're going. Bronze is trash.
bronze is trash.
Bronze is trash.
Okay, let's go.
Bronze junior mints. I absolutely hate them.
Okay.
Okay.
Silver, okay, would be those little cookie dough bites. They're okay. They're,
Solid.
It's
Solid.
a good. I would say it's solid if you eat it like with your popcorn, at the same time with the taste. Lovely. Easily in gold is Sour Patch Kids strawberry. I could eat those packs for days. I'm hooked on them.
Do you ever eat them outside the theater?
100%. I will eat them after my
have
lunch.
some now.
Yes, 100%. I eat them after lunch, dinner, whatever.
Well done.
Are we able to use anything on the counter?
It's because there's some specific things you buy at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yes, anything behind the counter.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page here.
Yep.
For my trash one, oh God, that nacho cheese kind of freaks me out. I don't think I would want to have nachos there.
Candy, not everything.
Oh, we can't. Okay, just candy. That's what I was saying.
Okay,
Is it anything on the counter?
I got you. It's
Because
candy.
nachos is there and it's garbage. Okay, candy wise,
Candy.
I think that I'm going to have to go with. Man, there's so many choices that are going to be bad. What are the things that they're black candy and then they have the white things?
Snow caps.
Snow caps. Awful.
You're crazy. That's my number one. Snow cap.
Snow cap. I know. Camden is amazed.
love
I've never
snow
seen
caps.
anybody get a snow cap. Have you at a movie theater?
None.
No people. No
You
people.
notice they're never sold out.
Never.
They're always available.
No,
Very
they're
true,
not.
very true.
They're not. So my number two,
Yes.
safety one would be gummy bears. I feel like the gummy bears are a solid move. And number one, I've been doing this for a long time. When I'd go to the movies 20 years ago, Twizzlers.
Number one.
They're
my bronze.
I don't even think I know you anymore. I eat Twizzlers outside of the theater too. So they're my favorite.
Not for me. Jennifer loves them too. But anyway,
Because she's a very smart woman.
I guess.
Well, she did marry you.
It's terrible. Okay. Well done. Let's stay one more movie category. Hank's a big Star Wars guy. You're a Star Wars guy?
Big time.
Let's go to the trilogy that we grew up with, which was the Star Wars, Empire, and Return.
Yep.
Let's go bronze. Not saying any of them are trash. Silver, gold. Hank, we'll start with you in this category.
Empire's.
Let's go. Start with bronze.
Original movie.
Star Wars original. Okay.
Yeah.
What do they call
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Yes.
And Empire's one.
So Return 2, silver. Empire 1, gold. Well
Yep.
done.
For me, bronze is Return of the Jedi. Silver, Empire Strikes Back.
God.
Gold, the original, A New Hope.
And have you watched it recently?
No, it was sometime in the fall last year. The only reason why I don't have Empire as my number one is for the simplicity and story in the original, and I relate more to Obi-Wan rather than Yoda and Empire. That's the only thing that gives the tip, but they're both just about even for me.
Yeah. I would go New Hope, bronze, Return, silver, Empire, gold. Yes.
Same what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually watched Return the other day, and it's really, really good. I think when they start doing all these kind of kid characters, threw me out of it a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
like the Ewok?
Ewoks a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cute as can be, but I'm even talking about like when you're in Jabba's lair and there's that band singing. They don't even look like, the elephant with the lips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I was like, this looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
A kid's Muppet.
Yeah.
I'm not in Star Wars
The
land.
Sand Band. No,
Yeah.
no. That was in.
Yeah, that was
the
the
original.
Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, it was still good, but it just did not kind of hold up, I guess is what I'm saying. But still, 3 wonderful movies. And I'll do this one to you, Camden. Top 3 Spielberg. You can jump in here too. I just don't know if you know the Spielbergs. Like Camden knows them like upside down.
no.
Right. Let's go bronze, silver, gold. Spielberg.
Okay, but bronze is not trash.
It's
because
not.
Spi-
It's just
yeah,
third place.
Spielberg. Yeah, okay, because Spielberg is goated.
Is he your goat?
If you're talking about a Mount Rushmore filmmakers, he's on there. But I will say, He's not my personal favorite, only because I think because most of his peak movies came in a generation before me. My go-to director is Christopher Nolan, but only because I grew up with him and I get to see his
all these movies he's done. This is amazing.
Our producer has put the movies up, and it is amazing.
Hank, just read a couple of them. I mean,
like if you
Jaws,
want to say Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Poltergeist, Indiana Jones, The Goonies.
He didn't direct it, but he was executive producer on it.
Yeah, I mean, Color Purple, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan. I mean,
Lincoln.
Yeah.
wow.
So for bronze, I will go with
Scroll back
scroll
up
up
a little bit. Moose, thank you.
bronze. I'm going with Jaws.
Okay.
Silver, I'm going with.
There's so many to choose
Yeah.
from.
Well, gold, I'm going Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's your goal. It's a nice call.
Yes,
That is a great
everything is just it's one of those what I would call the perfect movie from start to finish. Everything, there's no flaw in it. It's from start to finish, just mind blowing for its time, but even holds up to this day.
Right.
I've got it. Silver medal, Jurassic Park. So
Bingo.
bronze, Jaws; silver, Jurassic Park; gold, Raiders.
Love it.
And look at everything else that, honorable mention after honorable mention.
Oh, yes.
Catch Me If You Can.
Loved it.
I mean, my God.
Yeah.
I liked Ready Player One.
I loved it. My kids didn't like it. I was like, you'll love this movie. They didn't really dig it. I loved it. Yeah.
I did too.
All right, cool. All right, so now that was our movie. We got a couple more and we'll get you out of here, Camden. So Olympic theme, dun, 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 dun.
Here we
Breakfast segment. Favorite side at breakfast, not your eggs, pancake, but favorite side. Hank, we'll start with you.
Okay.
We're talking about hash browns. We're talking about grits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with bronze.
Okay. And this has got to be trash.
It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
Just
No,
third
no, no.
place.
I like the trash
Just
one.
third place, okay.
I like the trash one.
Okay,
I think
fair,
that's a pretty. But there's not many trash things that I think about for
You
breakfast.
like every type of food. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. I mean,
let's be
trash
real.
like
Let's be real.
That is true. I do like every kind of food. My least favorite side would have to be plain oatmeal.
Okay.
Not a big fan
Not
of just
big
plain
oatmeal.
oatmeal. No. My silver medalist, grits. I'm a huge grit guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big grit guy. I like grits.
Tough to beat a grit.
It's tough to beat a grit. And then my gold medal, I mean sausage, right? I mean, you got to know that sausage is going to be there.
Okay, it's fair. Good call. Camden?
My bronze will be trash. I am the opposite of Hank. I am not a grits guy, so grits will be firmly in bronze.
Are you a Southern boy? You live from Statesville, aren't you?
Correct. I'm from the South, but there are a few quirks about me where I don't agree with most South.
You like sweet tea?
I hate sweet
I hate sweet tea.
What?
I hate sweet tea.
Blasphemy.
All right, what's your silver?
Silver is apple cinnamon oatmeal. I love oatmeal.
I can get behind that kind of oatmeal.
Yeah, but plain old, I agree with you, Hank. Awful. Gold is easily crispy bacon. Yes. Just fresh, juicy. The grease. Oh, when you bite into it, that crunchy taste. Just
They should make a movie about it, Camden.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, just bacon.
love
I'm going to change my trash one because oatmeal, that's a hard sell. Cottage cheese. Anytime I see anybody put cottage cheese on a plate, and I see a lot of people do that.
I do it. I love it.
You love cottage cheese?
I do. It's an old man food, but I love it.
You're a weird,
I'm
weird
a very
man.
strange. I know what I do. I take okra spear, dip it in the cottage cheese. Aye.
Okra spear.
Okra spear or pickle. Or pickle. So anyway, my top three breakfast: bronze bacon, silver bacon, gold bacon. Fair enough. Okay, couple more. Top way to prepare an egg. Your favorite way to eat an egg. There's lots of ways to eat an egg. Let's go bronze, Camden, silver, and gold.
I can save you the trouble on this one. I only eat scrambled eggs. I absolutely hate every other way eggs can be made.
No kidding. Do you like the cheese in the eggs or just plain old scrambled?
Plain old scrambled eggs. That's it. That's my go-to, and it will more than likely never change.
Understood. Hank?
I think you get too creative with eggs, right? Like, let's just be. I think scrambled is obviously a great presentation. I don't understand the poaching of the egg and all that up. So I'm going to go poaching as
Trash.
bronze. No,
Okay,
it's
bronze.
bronze. Yeah. Then I'm going to put scrambled next. Okay. I'm a sunny side up kind of guy. I like a little runny egg. I know that might freak Camden out over here, but I like a little bit of a runny egg, especially if you have toast.
Yes. I'm poached, bronze, sunny side up, silver, scrambled, add a little cheese, gold. Gold, Jerry. All right. 2 more. Best Michael Jackson songs. Don't know if you're a Michael Jackson guy. I know Hank listens to Michael back in the day. We're going bronze, silver, gold, Michael Jackson songs. It could be Jackson 5 era. It can, when he was little Michael. We can go Thriller era. We can go Hit the Bad era. Any of these we want to go to. Let's get the 3 Michael Jackson songs. Okay, here we go.
So can I just go out and say that our producer is always just spot on. He's in there just throwing darts. Now, he has brought us to, and he knew it immediately. He knew that list was too big. He knew it immediately. Yes. But I can tell you, I'm always finding songs that Michael Jackson did. And was I with you coming back? I was with you coming back, and I showed you a song you'd never heard of Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Right?
It was a song that actually the young people now are digging.
Are digging
that I had never heard.
Yeah,
Yes.
and my son actually showed it to me.
That's it.
And it was great. Remember that the Uber driver coming home, and we played it, and the Uber driver was like, I'm a Michael Jackson guy. I'd never heard of this song.
Yes.
So that list is fine right there. I think are we doing our top 3? Bronze, and you got to say these are all great songs because there's no doo-doo in this whole thing. Of course. I think
It's tough.
Yeah, go back up if you don't mind. I'm going to put Thriller was great, but it's going to be my bronze.
Fair.
Okay, Rock With You, I love.
Classic.
I love it, and then Billie Jean's going to be number 1.
Love it. Perfect. Camden?
Bronze will go Billie Jean. Silver, The Way You Make Me Feel. And my gold is Thriller only because it's the one I've definitely heard the most, but it's just, I don't know, it's a perfect song for me.
Love it. I'm going to go bronze, PYT. I'm going silver, Billie Jean. And my number 1 gold is I'm starting with a man in the mirror. Love Man in the Mirror. It's a classic to me.
That guy in the mirror sucks at singing. Let's
Michael Jackson. Who was that? Was that Michael Jackson just on the mic? I thought he was dead. All right,
dead.
Check this out. Last but not least, because this is the Olympic theme, Hank's hierarchy, we're going to end it with this. Top 3 events to watch at the Olympics, and it doesn't have to be doo-doo. What are the ones that you've enjoyed the most watching? We'll start with you, Hank. Bronze, silver, gold.
Okay, I'm rethinking this. Okay. I'm going to go with table tennis is bronze. It's amazing. Like you were talking about, it looks fake.
It looks fake.
They're hitting the ball so far, so hard. Yeah. It's kind of amazing television. Volleyball. There's a lot of reasons to watch that. Yes. Athleticism.
Yes.
There's a lot of reasons. Outfits. It's great. Volleyball is amazing. And then last is track and field. I mean, all the running events from the 1500. Did you watch the 1500 last night? Did you watch that guy creep, the U.S. guy?
Unbelievable.
Creep in right there at the end where the 2 others were talking trash to one another?
Yes.
It's amazing. And then the American got... So I feel like that is such a... like we were talking about, is they train 4 years for seconds. And to be able to go out there and win that thing is amazing.
Absolutely. Did you go, what was 1? Oh, track and field.
Track and field.
Go for it, Camden.
Bronze would be track and field. For me, I like watching that. And as y'all were talking about, it's an event. Some of them last long. I watched the women's where they had, I can't remember the length, but where they had to do 8 laps. Yep. It may have been more last night. And it's just incredible what they do. My silver medal would be swimming. I grew up watching Michael Phelps, and so it's just one of those things you're just hooked on, even though he's no longer competing. But they're just incredible what they can do in the water. I was in the pool just the other day for 30 minutes, and I was gassed.
Sure.
The gold medal for me is tennis because tennis is my favorite, and it was a good event that culminated in a great final between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. Novak finally got his gold medal, and the quality of tennis, they gave us something really special to look back on way down the road.
Absolutely. Mine are easy too. Mine will be bronze swimming. Everybody loves swimming in the Olympics. I got a fun, interesting thing to talk about that after this. Track and field too, and women's gymnastics gold for me. I get so stressed out watching these women on these apparati, whatever you call it, plural. Unbelievable tension, and the work they have to put in just blows me away. Can you think about Olympic sports? We only watch some of these sports during Olympics. You know, for 4
You don't
years,
watch taekwondo
I
all
do
the
not
time?
watch taekwondo, nor do I watch sport climbing yesterday.
Breaking?
I would watch breaking every day of the week if I could. Trampoline? Haven't caught any trampoline, but, I'd probably just watch it for the Olympics. But it's interesting. Love these events during the Olympics. It's been great. This is what I'll leave you with, Camden. Thank you, first of all. Let's thank Camden.
Thank you, Camden, for coming.
Thank you so
it was
much for
incredible.
having me.
Just a fountain of knowledge. So thank you for bringing it here. So you're the assistant pro at Lake Hickory Country Club. Great tennis player. So you've seen some good tennis players come and go, right?
This is self-serving.
So-
you already know it. It's
so,
self-serving.
There's 2 tennis players sitting at the table with you right now. If you'd want to compliment just one of us on who's better,
Camden, you can say to him, his ego needs it more than anybody else is in here.
Kid Hank, what a competitor. We've just enjoyed playing tennis out there for so long, and thank you for everything you do for the tennis family out there. It's amazing. Hank, anything else we need to say before we...
No, thank you, Camden, for coming. I mean, Chad gets a little lonely when we start talking about movies because I don't participate very often. So it's good to have somebody in here that actually knows. Like, Chad has fake knowledge. Like, he kind of like barely researches some of these, and then he comes in and he talks about these big movies. You have real depth to yours, and I appreciate that. He'll hopefully he comes in better prepared next time when he talks about a movie. But no, it's been too long. We're gonna make sure that we're steady to our fans. A lot of fans out there they get discouraged when they don't have big fans.
I know.
And
so let's get back on track.
Get back on
That's
track.
on me every 2 weeks. Camden, this thing will post here in a day or two. Share it with all your family and friends. We need new subscribers. We're currently counting down at 17 subscribers. So, we're trying to get
I don't
that
think they
number.
like us
Trying to
saying
get
that. I don't think
It's just
so.
a joke. It's the running joke for me and you forever, right?
yes.
But anyway, thank you to our big fan listeners. Thank you again to Camden, to Olivia, to Hank. Good to see you again. Until next time, peace.
Honey, darling, baby, cutie, heart of mine. Darling, if you need time, I could see it on through. Love me, date me, leave me, hate me, I don't mind. Can't help it but feel sublime.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.